Welcome to the Profitable Remodeling webinar, The Balanced Business. My name is Walter Lewis. Today's agenda will be a brief introduction. We'll talk about the business process. We'll perform a business analysis, and you can generate a report card for your business. Again, my name is Walter Lewis, and I have 25 years of corporate management experience that I bring to the remodeling industry as the president and owner of Neighbors Home Remodeling in Roswell, Georgia. The business process. Every business is simply a process, and a process generates results. And in this example, Company A's business process is capable of producing $1 million in revenue at a 25% margin at a 2% net profit, whereas Company B's process is capable of producing $600,000 in revenue at a 35% margin at an 8% net profit, whereas Company C's business process is capable of producing $4 million in revenue at a 40% margin at a 10% net. And you might ask, why the difference? Well, the answer is simple. The answer is in the box. Any given process can only yield a specific result. If you want to change the result, you must change the process. If you always do what you always done, you'll always get what you always got. The business process as it pertains to the remodeling industry, and really most industries, begins with marketing. You have to do something to get the phone to ring or to generate a lead. That then generates a lead or a call that you must handle, followed by a sales opportunity. If you're a design build firm, you then have a design process, followed by an estimating process, and then hopefully you sign a contract. After the contract, you have to begin to make arrangements to move materials, logistics. Then you have the actual on-site management, followed by accounting, and lastly billing. But now to do each of these items, you need human resources, people. You need financial and legal backing. You need technology and communications. You need quality control. And it all needs to be done in a healthy working environment. Here's an example of the report card that we are going to generate. This report card is available at profitableremodeling.com. Go to the lower right hand corner and you can print a copy. First, we're going to begin with marketing. I'm going to ask you a series of questions relating to each of these business elements, and I would like for you to think about how they apply to your business. For example, do you have a clear, measurable marketing plan? Take a second, read through these questions, and then what I would like for you to do is to take your report card and on the marketing line, from a scale of poor in the center to world class on the outside, give yourself a score somewhere along that line. Next, we will examine call and lead handling. Take a second and read through these questions. If you need more time, press the pause button on your video player. Now give yourself a score on call and lead handling. Next, we examine the sales process. Again, review these questions and think about them as they apply to your business. And then give yourself a score on the sales line. Next, we will examine the design process. Now give yourself a score somewhere along the design line. Now we will examine the estimating process. And again, if you need more time, just press the pause button. Now give yourself a score in the area of estimating. Now we will examine the contract. Now give yourself a score on your contract. Next, we examine the area of logistics. Now give yourself a score in the area of logistics. Next comes site management, and there are 2 slides. Now give yourself a rating for site management. Next, we examine accounting. Now give yourself a score on accounting. And lastly, we examine the billing process. And again, if you need more time, just press the pause button. Now give yourself a score on billing. Now to do each of these items, you need human resources, and now rate your human resource department. You also need financial and legal backing, and again there are 2 slides. And now rate the financial and legal aspect of your business. Next, technology and communications. Now give yourself a score on technology and communications. Every company needs an effective quality control process. And now rate your quality control department. And lastly, you want it all done in a healthy working environment. And give yourself a score on environment. Now we're going to generate a company profile. And what I would like for you to do is to draw a line all the way around from point to point on each of your scores, similar to this example. And this then generates your company profile. And from this, you can immediately see your strengths and your weaknesses. Well, you might ask, now that I know my weaknesses, how do I prioritize? And there are several ways to prioritize. One may be to prioritize any process that impacts profitability. Another might be any process that is visible to the customer. And probably most important, any process that is visible to the customer that also impacts profitability would be the place to start. This is a Pareto chart, which is simply a graphical representation of areas of weakness. And in this example, you can see that design, site management, human resources are all rated relatively low. And the way you use a Pareto chart is you fix the design process and you move it to the right. You fix the site management process and you move it to the right. You fix the human resource process and you move it to the right. And you keep working your way across the page, and what you will be creating is a perfect circle or a balanced business. One other question to ask yourself is, are your processes seamlessly integrated? You may have great processes, but they have to work together as a complete business system to be the most effective. I would also like to ask you, where are you currently focused? Are you focused on site management? Are you focused on logistics? I would suggest, if you want your business to be as effective and as profitable as possible, you need to focus on your entire business. What are the next steps? I would suggest that you determine your company weaknesses, determine your company strengths, then put together a pro forma business plan with plans to correct all of the weaknesses, and implement a continuous improvement process so that you continually get better every day. You can go to ProfitableRemodeling.com for additional information. I hope you enjoyed today's presentation. If you have any questions, please contact me at ProfitableRemodeling.com. Thanks again.